final symmetry we need to do here is a rotation. So if this is my part, every piece of it is rotated 120 degrees. So the thing is, it's going to rotate it through some point in the center here, so it's a little bit more like that. Now, we're going to join up our centers. Okay, so we know there's a 120 degree angle up there. So we had a triangle with 120 degrees there, and equal amounts here and here. I have 60 degrees left out of 180, which means 30 and 30. I can use a protractor, but I'm actually going to use my set squares. It's a two-stage process. I need to get my line here, but I can't really use my set square like that because the corners, it's rounded off. So I need to move this one down like that. Now I can use this set square. Of course, you got to be careful it doesn't move. There we go. There's one. There's the other one. So that right there is my center rotation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring some arcs around from every single one of these guys all the way around, and then we're going to measure out the angle to see where the point has ended up. So first of all, our arcs, we're going to take all the points of interest. There's the center. Okay, so my arcs are drawn. The next question is, how far did everything go? Before we bring in our protractor. So let's start with this point here. And draw a little line up to that. And we've gone 120 degrees around. So I'm going to line up the line along this side of the tractor with that line. The crosshair is right on the center rotation. Then I can just pick off right there 120 degrees. That is this one here, so it's that circle there. That's one of my points. Okay, one down. The next one is the other center. So crosshairs on the point, rotate it around to find my line. And if you look at it at the end, it'll be more accurate. Just be careful it doesn't move. Mark at 120 degrees. And there we go. That line was the inner one, so there's my point right there. At this point I can draw my bottom line across. Okay, now we just need to get these guys. A little too big for the protractor. There we go. 120. And that is this far one here. So we're going to come all the way out to this second line. Little point there. Okay. That's the line there. So we line everything up to Just put it on the line, crosshair centered, and 120 right here. This is all the way out to the outside. There we go. Now we have this line here. And we're actually already set up on that one. Oh no, it's actually this line here. So it's very important to kind of not get yourselves confused. That's the axial symmetry construction line. It doesn't quite go through the center rotation. So we need to draw ourselves another line. There. Back in the center, lining up the ends, and now we have it. There's 120. That's my mark right there. This one is the third one in. There we have it. Okay, now we have our bits and pieces. Now I didn't get this point down here because actually it was a little tricky to line up. It's kind of caught up in the mess there. So I'm just going to show you another way that I'm going to find that point. For the moment, we'll draw our curve. So again, back to the original, get my measurement, put it into P4, and there we go. Okay, check my centers. And the last of my lovely little circles. There we have it. Now another way for me to get that, those final two lines, I couldn't quite pick up this point here, is, well, we know they're going to be parallel to this one because it's a nice regular shape. So if I take this line here, over here, and there we go. Can we repeat on the other side? And there we have it. Because in the original, I know that this line is parallel to this line. Just another way to do it if it makes things a bit easier for you. And that is our final symmetry finished.